Lusaka, Kafue, Choma, Mazabuka, Livingston, Chipata, Chinsali, Kasama, Mansa, Solwezi, and Mongo. Feel free to interact with us and let us know where you are watching from. Only on your Top Star Decoders Channel 91, Sun FM TV. Radio Gone Rogue. Radio Gone TV.
Here on Sun FM Radio and TV. We get into it for this morning. My name is Paul Kasanda. To the east side of Africa, yes, we can't keep depending on others. Kagame and Ramaphosa urge African self-reliance and tensions and tariffs. African leaders Paul Kagame and Cyril Ramaphosa called for greater continental self-reliance at the Africa CEO Forum this week, responding to both international aid cuts and persistent regional conflicts with a shared message: Africa must take control of its own future. Speaking in Abidjan on Monday, Rwandan President Paul Kagame referenced U.S. President Donald Trump's recent aid reductions and tariff hikes on Rwandan exports. While controversial, Kagame suggested that the moves should serve as a wake-up call. We should have been building up the momentum in terms of what we need to do to make Africa self-dependent and resilient. Kagame said we can't keep depending on what others are saying or doing about us. The Rwandan leader, who faced backlash earlier this year for seemingly supporting Trump's aid cuts, emphasized that Africa's progress hinges on internal reform and collaboration. There are many opportunities. We always told that, and DRC's President Felix Tshisekedi, the path to regional stability remains fraught.
I think that has always been the question, and that comes I think we have to put everything in a context. Whatever President Trump has decided, or whatever we always talk about really what this potential is all about in reality. I think that has always been the question, and that comes back to us as a continent, as a people of this continent, to take the bull by its horns and deal with the problem. So we can't keep depending on what others are saying or doing about us. We need to be working. If you look at what we've been doing on our continent, much progress has been made. Reforms, and I think Africans have come together. They have defined things and they speak with one voice. Increasingly, there is significant progress, and but most of these developments that have been happening in the last decade, if you look at it at the African Union level, I remember when I was the champion of the reform process, there are things that were discussed on the continent,
particularly in the Eastern DRC. I would like to compliment rather than contradict what President Kagame is saying. The processes that have been happening on the continent, either the Nairobi process or the Luanda process or the AU process,